This video is brought to you by Shalihan.
Here is a plastic Achilles. There is no good way to dispose of it. So, if you add in litter and impact of marine ecosystem, single-use plastic look a lot less green. It's hard to get good data on what fraction of plastic bags are recycled. But we know it's low, possibly around 1 to 3%. Many recycling programs don't accept them for the simple reason that they get caught in sorting machines. And bags that aren't recycled sit in landfill, clog sewer and pollute waterways. Plastic bags are especially bad since they're easily picked up by the wind and stray across the large area. They also take a long time to break down and pose the direct threat to wildlife. They can become wrapped around creatures, mistaken for food and eaten, and even spread invasive species that hitch a ride. And this is one area that life cycle assessment studies fall short. They don't have a way of comparing the effect of litter on ecosystem. Regardless, new materials like biodegradable or compostable bags are supposed to solve this problem. But while a 2019 study found that these are better than traditional plastic. After 3 years, none of the bag tests broke down in all environment. Paper bags are biodegradable, so the impact of litter is low, and they are recyclable. But left breakdown in the landfill, they release methane, a potent greenhouse gas. For the heavier reusable plastic and cotton bags, disposal should be a smaller part of overall footprint since hopefully they have been reused many times. What can be recycled, but that doesn't mean that they always are. For example, only around 50% of textiles, a broad category that include cotton bags, end up recycled. And the greenest bag of them all is... It's complicated. The best materials depends on manufacturer, including your individual habits, like how many times you reuse each type of bag and how you dispose of your bag. Overall, making single-use plastic bag has relatively low environmental impact, but waste is a massive problem with no good solution. The best option for the end of plastic bag's life is to reuse it as a trash bag. Personally, you have using something to contain trash anyway, and if nothing else, the bag is a lot less likely to float away if it's weighed down by all stuff inside it. Meanwhile, manufacturing paper or biodegradable plastic has higher impacts, but these materials reduce the problem of litter. And heavier reusable plastic bags are a great option if you reuse them enough. Cotton tote bags have by far the biggest environmental impact. They look very green when you've got them on your shoulder. Turns out that's kind of life. They need to be used hundreds of times to counteract their climate footprint, and possibly thousands if you consider multiple environmental impacts. So, we're not saying plastic bags are good. They're not. But it is important to remember that all the alternatives have an impact too. It's not worth going out to buy a snazzy new reusable product if you already have one that works. So, no matter what your bags are made of, the best way to minimize their impact is to reduce how many times you use and reuse them as many times as possible. And when you can't use a bag anymore, do whatever you can to make sure it doesn't become litter. It's also worth keeping in mind that despite of the attention grocery bucket, they're only a small part of our impact on this planet. But looking at the entire life cycle of the product can be a useful way to analyze nearly any aspect of our life. From the clothes we wear, to the food we eat, to how we get around by thinking through the full effect of daily decision, individual or corporation can be better idea of the best way to reduce our environmental footprint. That's all from us. Thank you for watching. See you on the next videos.